I knew the moment she pointed toward the far end of the garden, that dim corner where the lanterns barely reached, where the music faded into whispers and the air turned cold. "This way," my sister said, her voice coated in that sugary politeness she uses when she's pretending to like someone. Her smile was too wide, too polished. She led my husband and me to a tiny table tucked behind the hedges. "It's quieter here," she added, her diamond bracelet flashing the light like a blade. "Quieter, yes. Secluded, certainly. Exiled, undeniably." The rest of the guests sat beneath a golden canopy, laughter bubbling like champagne. At the center of it all sat my sister, beside her fiancé, Daniel Hartwell, heir to Hartwell Banking, her latest prize. She thought she'd won. I didn't argue. I just smiled, took my seat, and watched her glow in a world she believed outshone mine. But truthfully, the victory was already mine. There was a time I adored her. She was a golden one, confident, radiant, effortlessly admired, while I learned to fade quietly into background. As kids, she'd whisper dreams to me about her future, about the man she'd marry, about never settling for ordinary. Then came my wedding. She stood beside me as maid of honor, eyes shimmering, not with joy, but jealousy. I didn't see it then. I do now. When she met my husband, Ethan, during our engagement party, I caught the way her gaze lingered a moment too long, how her tone softened when she spoke to him. I brushed it off. Sisters don't cross that line, but sisters do. It started subtly, her newfound curiosity in his work, her unannounced visits when I wasn't home, her comments about how lucky I was. Then came the text, when I wasn't supposed to see. "You make me feel alive. Ethan, she doesn't understand you like I do." I stared at the words until they blurred into the screen's glow. My pulse didn't race. My breath stayed steady, because something colder than heartbreak settled inside me. I didn't yell. I didn't confront. I didn't let on that I knew. I started planning. Ethan never realized I managed all our finances. Every transfer, every investment, every password passed through my hands. And my sister? She'd never been careful. Within a month, I had it all. Proof of the affair, and evidence she'd been quietly funneling money from Daniel's accounts to fund Ethan's consulting projects. The irony was delicious. She thought she was playing both men. She didn't realize one of them was already mine to command. Ethan had debts, gambling, mostly. Debts I'd erased years ago. Debts that could easily resurface and end him. So I made him a deal. He would do exactly as I said at her engagement party. He would smile, act casual, and when the time came, deliver one single line I'd written for him. The night played out flawlessly. My sister drifted through the crowd like a queen, her laughter sharp beneath the chandeliers. She spotted us at our isolated table and smirked, raising her glass in mocking pity. She thought she'd banished us out of shame. She had no idea she'd placed us exactly where I needed, out of sight, but close enough for her downfall. When Daniel approached to greet us, I saw her face falter. He wasn't supposed to notice us, much less stop to talk. "Ethan," Daniel said warmly, extending his hand. "Good to finally meet. My team's been impressed with your work." Ethan smiled, the kind of smile that cuts. "Thank you, Daniel. I'm surprised Grace never mentioned we've known each other for years." Silence fell like glass. Daniel blinked. "Years?" "Yes," Ethan continued smoothly. "Long before you two met, back when Grace and I were closer." Her color drained. I almost pitied her. Almost. Whispers rippled through the tables. Guests turned. Daniel's grip loosened. My sister stammered something about jokes, misunderstandings, but Ethan was already pulling out his phone. One swipe. Photos. Proof. Daniel said nothing. He simply turned and walked away. Grace's knees gave out before she reached him. I sat motionless as chaos rippled across the garden. Ethan handed me the phone, our silent transaction complete. He thought this was redemption. That helping me made us even. He was wrong. 2 days later, his accounts were frozen. His career collapsed. The debts I once buried resurfaced, legally, publicly. My sister fled to our mother's house. Daniel canceled the wedding and pressed charges of fraud. The tabloids called it scandal. I called it symmetry, because revenge isn't always about fury. It's about patience, the art of watching someone edge toward the cliff and simply taking the ground away. My sister once said I'd always live in her shadow. Now, she doesn't have one. And me, I found peace in the quiet corner where she sat me.